To celebrate today, we will slightly overrun, as Hugh put out in the email, but there is obvious reasons why that will then take place. First of all, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to our Australian visitors, in particular Malcolm and his team. And the trouble is when you have Australians visiting at the moment, it's not for the English the best time. And I certainly had a growth mindset after the second test, and I decided to sort of demonstrate how England can perform first of all. So Mr. Penhale, if you wouldn't just, this is especially for you, Malcolm, and
Australia had added 27 to their total when England got their second wicket. Devon Cricket missing a straight one.
Do you remember this?
A key wicket of David Warner was next, out for 71. A full-length ball from Tim Bresnan drew the opener onto the front foot, and the faintest of edges was pounced by Matt Pryor. Then, first ball after the drinks break.
Okay, I think that's enough pain there at the moment. Unfortunately, when one of Malcolm's colleagues came to visit Scott, within a nanosecond, I was wondering how long it would take him to sort of mention something about the cricket, and he introduced himself as Mitchell Johnson. And so, as quick as I just thought, pleased to meet you, Mitch, but where's the moustache? So this was to get one back at Scott, but I don't think he's joining us at the moment. However, what I would like to do is, obviously Malcolm is a very keen cricketer, and we've also had some significant cricketing successes, particularly led by Muzz. And first of all, I'd like Muzz just to say a few words on behalf, please.
Morning, colleagues. Just to say, the under-15 boys went to to complete indoor cricket competition about 3 weeks ago. We went to Torbay Leisure Centre. We were in the pool against Newton Abbot College B and Team A. In those group matches, we just wiped the floor, easily, no competition at all. So we qualified for the semi-final. In the semi-final, we played Team B and we wiped the floor. But in the other pool, Stover School, I think there's a local independent school, they were the winners of that. And the final we played, Stover got 50 for 2, we let them get away with it, okay? And then we got 50 for 2, okay? We came back and kept our nerves right on the last ball to get 2 runs to tie the score. So we had a bowl out, okay? And basically it's best of 3 balls, 1 stump, nobody else involved, and each team had to take it in turn. We bowled first, missed, they bowled, missed, we bowled, hit, they missed, and we won 1-0 in terms of that one there. So it was a great thing there. So we've qualified for the county finals, which are happening next January on there. And the boys played really well, credit to the college in terms of their behaviour, sportsmanship, and so on. And they were really well led by our skipper here, Will Christopher's here. Okay, and the main thing is, they're a really talented group of youngsters. But when the pressure was on, the skipper led from the front, and he hit the wicket and led us to victory as well, and he did man of the match in a few of the games as well. So Malcolm's going to present the award to the captain.
Was the
all right,
this one there. Thank you, then, Malcolm.
The there as well.
Thank you very much, Muzz. Also, thank you to Malcolm as well. He attended the Year 11 presentation evening on Wednesday, so thank you for coming along to that. We've had some great feedback from parents and thanks, and I'm thank you on behalf of many parents who sent in emails saying what a great evening it was. And also celebrating those successes, we've had the unvalidated Raise Online come through for 2013. And it is a complete sea of green. Now, any of you who know Raise Online, which hopefully we all do, in terms of that green, it will show significant successes in almost every single area. And I'd say it was just a bit of a shame that Ofsted didn't come in maybe a fortnight later so they could clearly see evidence of our progress and our improvement. So again, a big congratulations to the staff at South Dartmoor as well, please. I'd first of all like to pass you over to Lou. She's got a couple of words to say regarding some progress some students have been making.
Okay, morning everyone. During the Year 7 Food for Life module, all students have to complete an extended home learning project. This involves students having to choose a vegetable that they can grow over a period of 8 weeks and then cook with and bring into school 8 weeks later. Together with this, students have to complete a project showing a flowchart of the growing process, the uses of the vegetable and interesting facts about it. We had students growing pak choi, curly kale, mushrooms, cress and spinach, just to mention a few. The 4 students that I've got here have been chosen as having completed the best home learning project in each of the 4 classes. Well done, boys. I'd like you to come up, please, and we've got a small prize to award.
Australian colleagues are here by the door.
Well done, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Also some staff celebrations. As you're aware, Matt White is now moving on to Pastures New, which has created some opportunities then within the leadership team. And I'm pleased to say that through a grilling round of interviews that have then subsequently been taking place, Dan Vall has been promoted to the Director of Student Performance. So Dan, congratulations Dan, and welcome to the team. Clearly very well received. And also with the regrading of the Senko role, Fiona Goodchild has now been appointed Assistant Principal and will also be joining the leadership team. So Fiona, are you around? Where is Fiona? Fiona's already working hard and not here with us, unfortunately. Also, we have some skiing successes. There's been, and I think skiing is something you get these very unassuming individuals. And we found out about some of these successes almost purely by chance. And there's been recently a Devon Championship which has taken place. And there's been really fantastic displays taken place by Harold, Harry and Ellie. I see Ellie's here. Who else is here from those three? If you'd like to stand up and take a round of applause. Ellie, I know you're here. Okay, we've got a couple more as well. Stand up and take a round of applause then. She'll get something in. Okay, congratulations. And also we've had some fantastic performances from both Grace and Ben, who achieved bronze medals and obviously are now bronze medalists across the whole of Devon. So can we have Grace and Ben, if you can stand up please and accept your... Well done. Unfortunately, Ben isn't here because I sort of teach him. He's a very unassuming young man. And I think what we also have to remember is that activities such as skiing, which we don't necessarily provide for as such in the college, obviously it requires a lot of parental support as well for that. And I've continued to ask Ben if he could sort of pack me in his suitcase. I think he's going off skiing very shortly. And if he's able to give me one-to-one lessons, that's a message to his parents as well. So if they see this afterwards, I'll gladly accept. So very, very well done. Also, as a college, you know that in terms of our charity and fundraising that takes place, we're sort of right ahead of the game. But we also have certain individuals who go that one step further. And Heather is certainly an example of such an individual. As you're aware, not so long ago, Heather for CLIC Sargent had her head shaved in order to raise money. Now, the commitment that she's shown towards this and the commitment towards that charity has been absolutely fantastic, Heather. And what we wanted to do as well is make sure that we could support her by holding a Mufti Day. Now, that Mufti Day will be held in February, but in the meantime, what we would like to do is make that donation in advance of that Mufti Day, and we have a cheque, Heather, for £800 for you. So if you'd like to come and collect that from me, then please. Very, very well done. Congratulations. Okay, fantastic. And again, a great charity. We also have annually the Teignbridge Sports Personality Awards, and I think we've had an unprecedented we've had nominations and shortlisted in 8 different groups and also placed in those different groups. So in terms of the finalists, we've actually had an ex-member of staff who, for the Coach Manager of the Year, Joe Bramley, was nominated as Coach of the Year in terms of Rugby League, and he placed 3rd in that. And what I'll do is I'll go through the list first of all, and then we'll give an applause afterwards. Also, Junior Sportsman of the Year with gymnastics, Hugo White. Congratulations to Hugo as well. Okay, let's applaud them one by one. The sports person with a physical learning disability, Pete Vale, and that's various sports, placed 3rd as well, so congratulations to Pete. Junior Sportsman of the Year, basketball, Sam Osborne, placing 2nd. Well done, Sam. And through the School Sports Partnership, Services to Sport and Education, placing 2nd, Sue Jarvis. Congratulations, Sue. Senior Sportsman of the Year, placing 2nd in football, Matt J. Well done, Matt. And we've also had 2 winners as well. Now these individuals, we've celebrated their successes within the college. It's just so nice now that their achievements can be recognised outside of the college also. The first person who joined us last week as well, for the sports person with a physical learning disability in football, as the winner, Alex Woodgate. Congratulations, Alex. Excellent, very well done. Okay. Remember, get me those World Cup tickets. And also, fantastic achievement with the Junior Team of the Year, and I think this is the second time that in a row that South Dartmoor partnership has won this award. It is the South Dartmoor Community College Girls Under 13 Cricket Team Winners of the Year, and if I can have a representation to come up and collect this fantastic trophy. Ellie, can you come up, and a round of applause for Ellie, please. Very, very well done. Can you manage that, all right? Excellent. And you've also got this one as well, and I think you've also got one more, and that one as well. Congratulations. Very, very well done. I would also like to pass you over to Ellie, who's going to give us a little musical accompaniment, and I just need to swap over this microphone for her first of all. You decide.
Stick it in. Does he want to do that first?
Okay, if you go and do that.
Introduce it. I'm Ellie, and this is a song called Bubbly. Been away for a while now. You got me feeling like a child now. 'Cause every time I see your bubbly face, you give me tingles in a city place. It's hard in my toes, makes me crinkle my nose. With you, 'cause my nose, the feeling shows. You make me smile, please stay for a while now. Just take your time. The rain is falling on my window pane, but we are hiding in a safer place. Undercover, staying safe and warm. You give me feelings that I adore. Sauce in my soul, and I lose all control. With you, 'cause my nose, the feeling shows. You make me smile, please stay for a while now. Just take your time. Wherever, wherever, wherever you go. Wherever, wherever, wherever you go. Stars in my soul, and I lose all control. When you, 'cause my nose, the feeling shows. You make me smile, please stay for a while now. Just take your time. Wherever, wherever, wherever you go. Wherever, wherever, wherever you go.
Fantastic, very well done, Ellie, thank you. I'd also like to pass you over to Don as well now. He's got a couple of presentations regarding the recent South West Water competition that's taken place.
On 6th of December we had 40 Year 9 students selected from Science and Technology who took part in the South West Water sponsored challenge along with the Makepeace Trust. So the students were faced with a challenge of designing a water turbine, designing a tank, a reservoir, and then putting that together as a whole scenario. So I have all day to work on that. The 5 winners were girls, I have to say, the girls team. So I'd like them to come down and receive their certificates. So that's Emily, Phoebe, Molly, Lizzie, and Anna, but Anna's not here today. Could you come down, girls, please? Well done.
Thank you very much, Don. And I went along to that event and sort of seeing all those students facing those challenges and overcome those challenges. It was a great event. So again, thank you, Mr. Phipps, for putting that on. Finally, I'm going to say no more, then pass it over to a very special person. As we know, we've had the sad pass away of an incredible man who's made such a difference in so many people's lives across the world. And what I'd like to do is just show, and again, I make no apologies that we're delaying the bells slightly. We've got a 4 or 5 minute clip of somebody who can say this far better than I ever can. And we've got a clip here from Dr. Maya Angelou, and I'd just like us to listen to this before we conclude.
His day is done, is done. The news came on the wings of a wind reluctant to carry its burden. Nelson Mandela's day is done. The news expected and still unwelcome reached us in the United States, and suddenly our world became somber. Our skies were leadened. His day is done. We see you, South African people, standing speechless at the slamming of that final door through which no traveler returns. Our spirits reach out to you, Bantu, Zulu, Xhosa, Boer. We think of you and your son of Africa, your father, your one more wonder of the world. We send our souls to you as you reflect upon your David, armed with a mere stone, facing down the mighty Goliath. Your man of strength, Gideon, emerging triumphant, although born into the brutal embrace of apartheid, scarred by the savage atmosphere of racism, unjustly imprisoned in the bloody maws of South African dungeons. Would the man survive? Could the man survive? His answer strengthened men and women around the world. In the Alamo in San Antonio, Texas, on the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, in Chicago's Loop, in New Orleans' Mardi Gras, in New York City's Times Square. We watched as the hope of Africa sprang through the prison's doors, his stupendous art intact, his gargantuan will hale and hearty. He had not been crippled by brutes, nor was his passion for the rights of human beings diminished by 27 years of imprisonment. Even here in America, we felt the cool, refreshing breeze of freedom when Nelson Mandela took the seat of presidency in his country, where formerly he was not even allowed to vote. We were enlarged by tears of pride as we saw Nelson Mandela's former prison guards invited courteously by him to watch from the front rows his inauguration. We saw him accept the World's Award in Norway with the grace and gratitude of the Solon and ancient Roman courts and the confidence of African chiefs from ancient royal stools. No sun outlasts its sunset, but will rise again and bring the dawn. Yes, Mandela's day is done, yet we, his inheritors, will open the gates wider for reconciliation, and we will respond generously to the cries of blacks and whites, Asian, Hispanics, the poor who live piteously on the floor of our planet. He has offered us understanding. We will not withhold forgiveness, even from those who do not ask. Nelson Mandela's day is done. We confess it in tearful voices, yet we lift our own to say thank you. Thank you, our Gideon. Thank you, our David, our great courageous man. We will not forget you. We will not dishonor you. We will remember and be glad that you lived among us, that you taught us, and that you loved us all.
Okay, I think a round of celebration for an amazing man. Okay, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend and thank you very much again. Thank you.